Okay. Hello guys, this is Gary, and we're from our Back to Eden Homestead, or you can find us on our other handle as our Back to Eden Urban Homestead. And our email is info at our Back to number 2 Eden Urban Homestead.com. Again, that's info at our Back to Eden Urban Homestead.com, and I'll leave that in the description along with some other links. So I'm out here today, ready to start the Harvest Right freeze dryer. My wife has already, again, got herbs on the tray prepared for me to go ahead and do a 17-hour run on the Harvest Right freeze dryer. So I'm gonna do the checklist, just like you do when you go on a plane, and the pilot and the co-pilot say, airlift, check, this, check, check. So I have to do that. You just can't take your materials and run it in here. It has to run for 15 minutes. So let's get to it. First, I'm going to make sure that the line is closed, and went on this before, but I'll see if I can bring you in so you can see what I'm doing. It's going to be a little rocky, a little turbulent, so forgive me. So this is the line back here. Let's see if I can enlarge that. Yeah, so I can reach down here. This line has to be perpendicular to the drain hose so that the vacuum chamber will stay sealed. Turn it that way. There we go. So as you see there, when this is straight, that allows, when the system is complete, that allows you to evacuate the pressure inside the chamber, and that way you can open the door. But while the chamber is initiating, this has to be in a perpendicular position so that it keeps all the pressure in the unit. Then next I'm going to turn on the fan because the Harvest Right gets a little warm, so it'll vent that heat away from the Harvest Right, and that way it runs smoother. I'm going to make sure that the power is turned on, so I'll do that now, and make sure the pump, evacuation pump, also that the power is turned on. So that's what I'm doing now. It's good to have different methods to preserve your food. You can hydrate your food, and you can buy hydrators online. Or if you got an automobile that doesn't have any smell in it, you can take a tray and sit it in the window in the summer, and that will hydrate your food also. So there's a simple way, just like having solar ovens, because we may get to a point that if there's an EMP launched in the atmosphere, all the lights go out. There's a movie called Revolution. I would recommend that you look at it so that you'll be prepared, and Doomsday Prepper. So this is on now, so it's asking me to make sure that the door has two functions. It locks twice. So that's 1. 2, the door push up against the seal so there won't be any air leaks. This is the seal right here. Goes all the way around. So, and the trays, of course, are stainless steel. Don't want to use aluminum. So now I'm going to start the 15-minute function. It's a cooling vacuum chamber. And in 15 minutes, I'll be back out here to put the trays that my wife prepped of her herbs in here and run it for a 17-hour cycle. Stay tuned, guys. Be right back.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Epicurean and the Herbalist. Well, the Herbalist is here present, and here is the Epicurean. Yes, yes. So we've been really working hard. I told you, as I said before, week to week, back to back, we're to the grind. This time we're presenting longevity soup. Longevity soup is actually a minestrone soup made with our own twist. All of the herbs from our Back to Eden Urban Garden, and we use plenty of herbs. We have 4 different bean types in here, sprouts, you name it. This It's a truly healthy soup, but you know what? More than anything, it tastes really good too. So if you like this type of content and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and like and go to the Epicurean and the Herbalist, or as my daughter would say, the EH way. Yeah, so we're doing lots of things, and we're going to be coming up with some lives very soon. So be sure to tune in, subscribe, like, share with a friend, and come back. Take care.
Come on, baby.
Hello guys, this is Gary again from Our Back to Eden. That's number 2, or Our Back number 2 Eden Urban Homestead. That was our previous handle. It was so long that I thought I was shortening, but you can find us under both Our Back to Eden or Our Back to Eden Urban Homestead. Now what you see here is the Harvest Right freeze dryer shelving unit that I took out from the Harvest Right. On the back of here shelving unit, there is a female plug. Let's see where my hand is right here. And excuse my upright walker. It helps me to walk. I'm disabled vet. Excuse me. You see me doing is I'm cleaning out the chamber of the Harvest Right because we ran previous batches. I just want to make sure there was nothing in here that would cause an odor from the defrosting ice. Hold on one second. Back up here. So I'm going to make sure this is dry. Excuse the turbulence, as they say on aircraft. And so I'm drying this out, make sure it's totally dry, and because the last thing you want is, to have any odor remaining from a defrost. And sometimes it happens with the refrigerator. When you try to defrost it, you might smell the defrost of the ice, or maybe not. I don't really smell anything, but I'm just getting over a cold also. So when the ice that's attached to the chamber walls, after you do your run, you can either set the screen to tell you to defrost, and you select the time, and it would warm the inside of the containment area to melt the ice, or you can leave the door open. Leave the door open after you run your batch, and let the ambient temperature of the room start the defrost, which may take a little longer. That defrosting ice goes down into this hole, and this hole leads to a tube on the Harvest Right, and it leads down to a 5-gallon bucket where the melted ice goes into this bucket. Now, once this Harvest Right freeze dryer totally defrosts, you want to make sure you empty that water out, because you may tend to forget when you start your other batch that water's in there. And once you close this tube, drain tube, which I'll call it, and I'm getting ready to shut this valve because it won't pressurize without this valve being shut. There we go. So you see it's in a perpendicular position, so that way the Harvest Freeze Right dryer will go ahead and pressurize. So, and we already got our trays of onion that my wife processed to be installed into the Harvest Right freeze dryer. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish what I started. This right here is the seal. It has to go on there. So I'll make sure, you see the residue right there? Gotta wipe that off before I put the seal on there to make sure there's nothing that would keep the seal from seating properly. So no pressure will escape. So that's what I'm getting ready to do now. Hey guys, this is Gary. We're from Our Back number 2, Eden Urban Homestead, or Our Back to Eden. That's where you can find us on either one of those handles on our YouTube page. Right now, we've been taking on a journey of the Harvest Right freeze dryer, and my wife had processed some onions and some peppers, and we started yesterday, and we gave it 20 hours. It looked like since the drying process is complete, I'm going to open that drain, and you'll hear a hissing sound. So stay with me, and then we'll proceed from there to check and see if the onions and the peppers have been dried out completely, so my wife can turn it to powder. All right, let's get to it. You hear that noise. So when it's venting, it's actually sucking air up into the chamber, equalizing the pressure, just like in a dive tank for divers who are put in a tank to prevent nitrogen from forming in their blood, boiling their blood. It's the same type of principle, and just think of this as like a dive tank too. So it gets pressurized, it freezes, and we have already had these products frozen, the onions and whatever we put in there. And so now it's been dried out. It sucks out all the moisture, and it goes through a drying process. So that drying process has now been completed, and we're going to go ahead and open this door. Come with me, and let's see if we were successful in processing our batch. Now, mind you, if there's still moisture being retained in our batch, then we'll just get more drying time. But let's keep our fingers crossed. Oh, sooky now. And the paper didn't change at all. So, in fact, I think it helped it. Yeah, just a little bit. Excellent, excellent. It's like the foam that you have in a packing box. That's the consistency. But some of them, I think it's good. Yeah, it's good. So I'm gonna go get the queen and have her make the final decision. This Harvest Right has truly been a blessing in our lives. I mean, this, look at this. Now you can powder your onions or whatever and make onion salt or whatever. So this is excellent. Cool beans, baby, cool beans. Wow. Onions. It's something too. Oh my goodness. It smells so potent. So it retains 99.99% of all the macronutrients, micronutrients, enzymes. The mineral content is awesome. So I don't know if everything you put in the freeze dryer will come out so potent. But if you was to dry this in like a dryer or stuck a tray in a hot car, yeah, you're retaining probably 25% of the content mineral. And that's good too, because you're still drying out your food, and you can even, put your food that's dried out in the blender. If you dry them out in a food dryer, or like I said, some people use nature, they take this stuff and put it in a car or whatever.
So it doesn't stop that you have to go spend money to have a dryer. But a Harvest Right freeze dryer, now you're gonna spend a little bit of money, but you're gonna get 99.9% of all the mineral content and the potency of whatever you put in that dryer that you grew organically from your garden. Now I'm not gonna test to that stuff you got at the store. We call going to those cancer centers. And somebody might say, well, you gotta have some stuff at the store. Grow your own. Form co-ops in your neighborhoods with people that if you can't grow certain things, they can grow certain things. You can trade. You can barter with seeds. But this movement should be started so that we can put these cancer centers to rest. The cancer centers I'm talking about are them stores selling that muted vegetables and products that they get shipped from overseas or next state and then irradiate, spray a peel and oat peel on it, and by the time you get it, you think you're eating healthy, but you're not. See? So this is the best way to go, is to grow your own food, people. All right, let's get to it. This one is on the bottom shelf, so let's see what happens. See here. Wow. A Harvest Right, the cost is truly worth it. Now these are the peppers, people. Let's see what the bell peppers look like. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Awesome. Excuse me. Excuse me. So what we have deduced is that some things take more time to dry, some takes less. Now we did it for 20 hours. It may have been okay for 17 hours, but at least you start being able to form a hypothesis and a knowledge about the food that you process in the Harvest Right freeze dryer, about what's going to take how many hours to process. But it's not worth running a Harvest Right freeze dryer and just put one tray in. You need to fill up all 5 bays, okay, so that you'll get a more productive quality of food. So that way, because you got to keep that thing going, because now we're going to be doing this for a while. We got so much in our garden to process, and it's been a blessing for us to do so. So people, let's see if I can get the queen to come out so you can get her expression about the success of the Harvest Right freeze dryer. Hold on one second. I'll be right back.